All right, what's good? I have come to this decision of like making a YouTube channel and making this video and most likely some future videos. Because I guess I've decided to start speaking a little bit on being masculine these days, being a man, being male, however you want to, being he him lately. I'm not I'm gonna be making these videos and sharing some of my perspective. It's certainly not that I think that I have all the answers and I'm better than everybody. It's more like like watching the Trump campaign this fall and watching Trump get inaugurated, but also watching, as a left-wing person, who the Democratic Party has not really resonated with me for a long time now. And watching the rhetoric, just as much as I was watching the rhetoric that the right wing was using to cultivate support for Trump, and to sort of get their agenda further along. And certainly as a guy who was not remotely tempted to vote for Donald Trump and has a different perspective to the seemingly overwhelming majority of men in our country have a certain perspective that was inclined to buy into the rhetoric that the Trump campaign was using. And that's not my perspective. And I guess I just wanted to start using my voice to put my perspective out there, flawed though it may be, and hopefully get in dialogue with some strangers on the internet, because that typically goes really well for people. And so it's probably a really good idea and will lead to a lot of anyway. No, I want to get in dialogue. I guess I don't know, I'll upload this, it'll reach whoever it reaches, it'll not reach whoever it doesn't reach. But if I'm hoping to reach anybody, I guess it's if you are a cishet dude, right? And you just feel like that the way that you've found to be that ain't working for you. If you're just finding, if you're feeling like that the ways that you have learned how to be a cishet dude, if you're feeling bad about some of the behaviors or choices or whatever that's leading you to make, if you would like to, if you are a cishet dude and you just want to find a way to live that feels more authentic to yourself or something, if you're alt-right radicalized or like an incel or in Discord servers or something, participating in misogynistic thought patterns and conversations, and if you're porn addicted and certainly not able to speak to women you're attracted to in real life, but also just like not really able to connect with people. If you're like a 13-year-old homeboy, right? And you are starting to walk that path of internet porn or whatever. I guess like I've been through some of that stuff. I've certainly known plenty of friends of mine have been through the parts of that I just laid out, that I get what you might be going through. It's I'm familiar with these places where you might be at in your mind and in your life. That's not it's very human shit that you're going through. If you're going through what I described, or any of the like million permutations of what it's like to be a guy these days that I didn't describe, it's hard to navigate. It's way infinitely harder to navigate alone. And I do know that a lot of guys these days feel very alone. Have found my way to a way of living that works a lot better for me, I guess. And not that I think that the way that I live is right for everybody. There is no one true path. There's only your path. I pointed with my pinky. Bro, I don't know what's going on trying to film this video, but like once you turn the camera on, your brain melts. Like you are so self-conscious about anyway. Yeah, I found a way to live that it ain't perfect. I'm still a human being. I'm still have my shortcomings. I still feel all the hard feelings. I get upset about things, whatever. Not whatever, let it pass over you and through you, and then don't cling on to it and over-identify with it longer than you need to. Meet it where it's at and then let it go when it's ready to be let go of. But I'll make more videos about my mindset, and anyway, I guess this channel I'm gonna start sharing about how it is that I live, how it is that I've resolved some of this stuff that I've spoken on in this video, how I've avoided falling into like alt-right, incel, proud boy, whatever, like thought groups. I hope that sharing it will help people who are struggling with that stuff. I also hope that people who have different perspectives from me, who might see some of the errors in the ways that I see things, will feel free to reach out and, engage in respectful dialogue where, feel free to gently suggest to me somewhere where you think that I've got it wrong, if I speak on anything and you think I've got it wrong. But, yeah, I think this channel is, I think that, society is pretty ill. and masculinity, or at least our social concept of it, is pretty ill. And we can heal it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we can heal it. Certainly if we are going to, we got to start talking about it. The path to healing, two of the really early steps in it are like sort of an ego death, humbling yourself. Us as a society, I think we're there saying, oh shit, we got a lot of stuff wrong. like ego death, humbling yourself. I want to find words for it that aren't just like pop psychology terms, right? Actually describe the cognition of it. Ego death is like when you're ready to not take it personal and defend yourself that you might have something wrong, and you're ready to be like, the self-awareness. I mentioned there are two early steps of like a healing process or a growth process. The ego death allows a self-awareness of the thing that's wrong, and that's like half the battle right there. Once you're aware of what the thing is that needs to be resolved rather than in denial of it, then you can start working on it. And just taking that step of becoming aware of what it is, that's so much of the battle right there. So yeah, society is ill. I think things are broken enough where we're ready for the ego death, which will get us on the path to healing things. We're ready to start having some self-awareness about the ways that society is, or maybe not. Maybe I'm in a bubble of people who are, you guys tell me if anyway. There are 70, 80 million people in this country who are willing to vote for Donald Trump. I think as left-wing people, there's a lot of victim mentality. That's another pop psych term, I guess. There's a lot of, screw all these people who are willing to vote for Donald Trump. There's a lot of blaming the people who voted for Donald Trump for the fact that he came into power. There's not a lot of taking accountability as left-wing people for the ways that our rhetoric and discourse was part of a cycle, was part of an exchange that made a lot of centrist people, non-right-wing people, willing to buy in to the Trump campaign. There are 70 or 80 million people, or whatever the number was, willing to vote for Donald Trump. We are not going to heal by pointing fingers at them and blaming them and hating them. And the left, in my opinion, as a left-wing person, we are missing the assignment. The assignment is not to go to war with the people who support Donald Trump and blame them for everything. The assignment is actually to try and understand where they're coming from, have empathy and compassion for them. This may hurt to hear, but as left-wing people, the assignment is people you perceive as racist old white people, Trump supporters. Can you have some empathy for that their son or daughter died of a fentanyl overdose and that they drive past a billboard every day on their day to work that says, "Stop fentanyl at the border"? And so they bought into a rhetoric of that it's immigrants from Mexico who killed their child. Can you have empathy for that rather than just pointing the finger at them and calling them a racist? Because it's not a house divided cannot stand. It's not left versus right. The powers that be, the ruling class, is feeding us information through algorithm-based online platforms and mainstream media channels that seeks to divide us. And we got to see through that and connect with each other. It's going to be, if we're going to heal this thing, it's going to be with connection and with love for each other. So, I hope this reaches some right-wing people who, who might be open to, mutually respectful discourse with someone of a different perspective. I hope this reaches some left-wing people who needed a wake-up call about where our tactics are faltering. I hope this reaches some men of all ages who are looking for some answers about living in a way that's more authentic to themselves. And I hope this reaches some people who can help me figure out the stuff where there's still plenty I need to figure out in my life. So, if you're watching this video and you feel like you've got some answers that I need, please be my guest. I welcome it. All right. I'm going to go get coffee number 2 for the day. If you watched all this way to the end, thank you for your time. Peace out.